Welcome to The Writer's Life, the place where you get the sights, sounds, smells of my particular writing life, such as it is. And it's the place where you also get the truth. So why am I hiding behind this enormous stack of material? This represents just some of the unpublished material that, there's even another one under here, material that I will be publishing one way or another over the course of the next year or two. And that doesn't even include, I'm working on this today, so I'm working on this in the new Steve Jobs novel. And that doesn't even include the stuff that I've forgotten about, and the new short stories and that I have and that are with my editor and all sorts of stuff like that. So, but the point of this one is, I'm not thinking about how to publish all this stuff because I already know. In fact, one of those is already contracted. Two of those are contracted. So that said, what should you look for in a publisher? Oh, cripe. I do have some notes. You can actually find this. You can actually Google this. You don't have to go to Xandri to find this stuff out. And the normal stuff is usually like they want to know what the contract's all about, naturally. And they want to know like who your editor is going to be. And I can't read my own writing. What other authors think about the publisher? What kind of advances do they offer, or if not a decent advance, do they give you a special upfront royalty rate? Like I work with one publisher who doesn't give me an advance, but instead they give me like a 50% royalty rate on ebooks. I'm not sure what they do on paper, but I don't sell as much paper as I do ebooks. I think I even sell more audiobooks, maybe. I don't know. Although my paper numbers have been going up a little bit lately. But there's other things you should look for, too. And, like, there's little specific things that I look for. Because remember, like, my goals as a writer are not your goals. You know, I think we all want to be, like, rich and famous or something like that. Which we're never going to be, but I think we all want that, right? We all think like it's like still the 1960s and we can be Norman Mailer, or the 1950s and we could be Agatha Christie, or any one of those. But anyway, so like I have one real pet peeve, and that is if my publisher and or editor is also another writer. And I always, it sometimes can't be helped because editors and publishers, yada yada, they usually go to college and they're English majors, and then they go to writing school sometimes because they get into the business because they're writers usually. And so, yes, I just took a nap. On this very rainy Sunday, I've been home, I think, 13 days, and I don't think we've had a day without rain yet. Maybe one day, maybe 2 days. Anyway, that's life in upstate New York. I've had my very first editor at Delacorte was a writer, and he eventually wrote a book, a New York Times best-selling book. But he wasn't like, it was, he was always in my court and all that sort of stuff, or whatever. I've had another publisher. I had a second publisher. He was a writer, and actually used his profits, I think, from some of his best-selling books to start a publishing company, and they did pretty well for me until some nastiness went down. And I also have a third publisher, where the guy who runs the show is an author. The reason it doesn't bother, that type of thing does not bother a lot of authors, but it bothers me because you can't tell me You can't tell me that editor slash publisher is not looking after their own work first. That they're not going to it's just human nature. That they're going to want to promote their own work first. That they're going to want to push their own work. That their head is in their own work, and not the people they're publishing. So that's one of those. I look at that, and you know, if I can help it, I'm not really gonna ever work with another publisher and or editor who writes their own books, probably going forward. But again, that's just it's neither a right or wrong thing. It's just my personal thing. I also look for publishers going forward. If I'm not sure what's going to happen in 2022. If I'm just going to chuck it all together, but if I do continue to use publishers, I want to see what kind of marketing plans they have. Currently, I have yet another publisher who is an independent publisher, but they're really good with the marketing. They did really great with The Girl Who Wasn't There, and they did okay with Paradox Lake, but it's sort of reached a kind of a plateau. But I would not be surprised if they email me tomorrow and they're like, "Oh, we got your Kindle or a Kindle deal, or we got you a BookBub or something like that." That's the way they are. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I have to say, in that case, one of the owners is also a writer, but I don't really work with that person directly, so it doesn't matter to me. They're good. You got to make sure also when you're looking into a publisher, like, are they just up for a rights grab? Are they just like, do they have a fancy website and they say they're going to do all this stuff for you, and you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, we're gonna take care of you like you wouldn't believe, and all they do is they publish your book. They publish your book. They don't edit it very well, and they throw it up against the wall, see if it sticks, and then that's it. Nothing. But they own your intellectual property, and they could own it for a lot of years. So that's you got to really look into that stuff. If that publisher has other authors who are fleeing, who are asking for their rights back, like more than 3, you got to question that publisher. You got to question yourself. Do I really want to go there or whatever? Just for the privilege of being able to say, like, on Facebook, so and so has signed me to a 2-book deal. Like, it's not worth it. Also, are they going to bring you out in hardcover or just trade paper? Hardcover's better. You get more attention. You get more attention from the libraries. You get more attention from the trade magazines and reviews and stuff like that. So, hardcover is better in general. The stuff I do on my own through Bear Media is all trade paper, but now you can do things in hardcover as well. So that's going to kind of take a little of the steam away from the publishers also, because if you can form your own company and have everything professionally edited and have the artwork professionally created, and you can get it out there in hardcover, oh boy, that's a game changer, I think, because it probably means now the libraries will take you. They always take your ebook, but bookstores will take you. Like all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be an interesting future now that your books can come out in hardcover. I guess they always could if you went through Ingram Spark. Is that what they're called? Ingram Spark? I don't know. I had some books in Ingram, and I pulled them out when I got a negative royalty statement. It was like at first, the first month was great. It was I got a ton of money, and then it started going down, and then I started getting negative statements. So I was like, oh, all right, people are returning books, right? Bookstores are returning books. So I pulled it. Anyway, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about what you should look for in a publisher. are they trustworthy? Just do your research. Don't just because, don't be one of those first-time authors, especially who has been dying for a publishing contract, no matter how humble, for years and years and years, and just snatch it up just because they were the first to say yes. Do your research on them, and then make an educated guess. Because as far as I'm concerned, like I said, that big stack of material behind me, two or three of those books are going to publishers, but most of it I'm doing it through Bear Media. And guess what? I'll make the most money on, inevitably, and that'll be my own company. All right. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.